catch up on Mariners stuff.
Let's do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another season of the Sogcast and Mariners baseball. Just as our boys are in Arizona doing their spring training thing, we're doing a little spring training ourselves here, getting ready, getting loose, getting excited for the season. We have some stuff to talk about, not a ton because the Mariners didn't do a whole bunch in the offseason, but we can talk about that and our expectations for the year and stuff, and let's get it started. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sogcast. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Garrett.
And we are back. Unfortunately, we did lose Matt. Actually, I'm sitting where Matt is in the offseason. He has left for other ventures. We wish him the best as he's doing his thing, traveling across the world. And hopefully he comes back at some point if he ever fits us into his busy schedule.
He's out there spreading the good word.
That's right.
Of the Mariners.
Yeah.
He's converting fans all across the globe.
Internationally.
Yeah.
We need him. But we wish Matt nothing but the best, and hope you're doing well, buddy. And Mariners baseball, they did nothing in the offseason.
Almost. They did a little bit of something here and there.
We got rid of guys. Josh Rojas.
Sam Haggerty.
Yeah. Also,
you bummed about that one?
I just liked him. He wasn't that great. I'm not going to miss him. It's
Sure.
not like, oh, I can't believe we let Sam Haggerty walk.
Right.
Yeah. No, I just thought he was kind of fun, but also I want us to win ball games, and winning ball games is more fun than losing ball games with a fun player on your team.
Sure. You're also a sucker for a nickname, and Ham Swaggerty is pretty funny.
Ham Swaggerty. Speaking of nicknames, we DFA'd Kissin Cade Marlowe.
I guess he's back.
He's back.
He's
He's been
cleared waivers.
Yeah. And he knew his chances were to either probably not get picked up anywhere or get outrighted to the Mariners minor league team. So he's still playing. He's around. He does have big league experience. You never know if he injuries or something throughout the year, he might get called back up. But yeah, I thought he was gone for good, and I was sad because I missed the nickname, but he's back.
You're excited that Gabe the Babe Spire is coming off injury too, right?
Yes, Gabe the Babe is back. What about Fettuccine Alfredo Saucedo? Is he still around?
He is still around.
Still
yeah.
around. Let's see. So we got rid of Rojas.
Mm-hmm. Almost got rid of Polanco.
Almost got rid of Polanco. He re-signed. And, I'm okay with that. He did not perform well for us last year.
He was injured a lot of the season.
He was. And, even when he was playing, he was still, battling through those injuries. He wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
And so, hopefully a year of healthy Polanco, we see kind of him back to that player that he could be.
Yeah, he's a good player. He had a terrible year last year. But I got high hopes for Polanco coming into this season. Coming in healthy, please stay healthy. He's going to be playing third base instead of second base this season.
Yes.
That's a weird decision.
Yeah. And especially the Mariners have been blessed with amazing third base defense for a decade and a half. We had Kyle Seager lock it down for a full 10 years. And then Suarez and then Rojas all played amazing third base. Really, really good defense.
So expectations are pretty high.
Yeah.
Not expectations. Are what we're used to seeing at third base is good defense. And I'm not so sure about Polanco's third base ability.
I'm not either. And what's funny, though, is we did say the same thing about Rojas. We were like, those are tough shoes to fill with going from Seager to Suarez to Rojas. We're like, and then Rojas was awesome.
Seager and Suarez hit bombs, though.
That is true.
Rojas had a tough time at the plate, but his defense was amazing.
I thought he got completely shunned in the Gold Glove conversation, but that's just more, they don't.
I'm willing to take a small hit at third base defense, and if Polanco can get his bat going, that's a trade I'll make all day.
Yes. I can handle a few errors if it means a few extra base hits.
Oh, yeah.
So let's hope Polanco healthy, and let's hope for a bounce back season for him.
Definitely. Dylan Moore is going to be second baseman, it seems. Maybe splitting time, too.
Yeah, that one's weird. Dylan Moore won the Gold Glove last year. He won it for utility players, which was a new category that they added.
It's a cool category.
It
too.
is. I think that's really cool. And Dylan Moore won it. But I really liked the role that Demo was in last year, where you could literally plug him in wherever you wanted, and you would get a decent game out of him. But now, like, every day, starter at second base, and who knows how that pans out, because I know they've been giving Ryan Bliss a lot of playing time in spring training.
That's good.
So, and, second base has just been such a steady crapshoot for us that it really doesn't even matter. Throw whoever out there. Like,
We haven't hit on a second baseman in years.
yeah,
It's not even a crapshoot. It's just been bad. There's no sugarcoating that.
Yeah, second base has been a black hole for us. And first base, we let Justin Turner walk in the offseason, and we'll talk a little bit more coming up about Justin Turner's comments about the team. But Turner walked, not by choice. He
Didn't get an offer.
He would have liked to stay with us. He has recently came out and said that he wanted to be on the team again. And the Mariners didn't even bother to try. So he is now on the Chicago Cubs, which honestly, I might buy a Cubs Turner jersey. I've always got a soft spot for the Cubs, and Justin Turner's cool. So
Very cool.
I might buy one of those. So now who do we have at first base?
I don't know.
My push is for Luke Raley. I would like to see Luke Raley get more playing time. I thought he was electric when he was on the field last year. And we had him in the outfield quite a little bit, but our outfield is fully stacked. We have no worries in our outfield. We have Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena, and Julio Rodriguez. Like, our outfield is the most fun outfield in the league, I think.
Yeah, and the depth is okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully those guys stay healthy. That's going to be huge for our outfield. Because I think all we got is Mitch Haniger, which I don't want to see play right field.
Oh, God.
We got Luke Raley, who can totally play right field.
Yes, he can.
We got Dom Canzone, who can pretty much fill in.
That's a good point, bringing up Dom Canzone. Also, another guy who we don't know how good he is yet because of injuries. He came up young and then has battled injuries. He was out for the majority of last year. Got injured pretty early on and never really made it back. You were saying he's wearing glasses now?
Yeah, there was a post of him rocking the sports shades.
Got the glasses. Maybe he can see better. I've noticed, I watched a couple spring training games, and he's definitely put on weight in a good way. Because last year, he was paper thin.
The year before that, he was paper thin. And then he came back looking a little bit more built.
Yeah.
So
he's got some
pop. So hopefully he can really put some power into one.
Yeah, his strength, like, to hit a deep home run, even when he was a string bean, was surprising. Because when he gets a hold of one, he can send it a long way. So let's hope with the added weight and muscle and, maybe a little bit more durability, and hopefully we can have a good year for Canzone. But yeah, I'd like to see a lot of Luke Raley at first base.
We have Solano.
Yes. New guy. Also, just an older journeyman. He's 37, but he also batted .286 last year. So, and I pulled up his numbers. He did play sparingly. So he was kind of he's not an everyday starter. At least he wasn't last year, but in the chances that he did play, he had decent average, didn't strike out a ton. So I would have preferred Justin. If we're going old, might as well give me Justin Turner. But
sure,
our team is, it's pretty much set in stone. We got Cal, obviously, behind
best player in the league.
Who
is Shohei Ohtani? Don't even talk to me. We have Cal Raleigh. Come on.
I love Cal. He has also made some statements again, saying how cool it would be to play for a team for his entire career.
But he also said he's going to keep his options open. He's like, you never know. I'll do whatever I have to do for me. So it's like, dude, don't let this guy go. You got to keep him around.
Pay him whatever.
Whole career.
Yes.
Pay him whatever he wants.
And he's already earned it. You can say, obviously he doesn't have the accolades yet, but you can tell that he is on a track for a Hall of Fame career.
Yes.
I mean, his numbers have already been so good. Most home runs by a catcher in his first 4 seasons, which means he's hit more than the number 2 and number 3 is like Ivan Rodriguez and Mike Piazza. And he has more home runs than them in his first 4 years. Led the league in throwing batters out and home runs, both sides. Like, he wants to be a Mariner. Dan Wilson being our manager, being a career catcher for the Mariners, that also works out in our favor. And another huge thing, I can't believe he did this with his agent, Scott Boras, is
told him to kick rocks.
Scott Boras, if any of you guys don't know, Scott Boras is the agent for Major League Baseball players. Any star baseball player, chances are Scott Boras is their agent, and he gets them a shit ton of money.
He's very shrewd.
He knows what he's doing. He's a shark, and he gets the job done. And he was Cal's agent, but Scott Boras notoriously does not do deals with the Seattle Mariners. He doesn't like the Mariners organization, doesn't like sending guys here for the long road. And Cal fired him. Cal fired the best agent in Major League Baseball. So all of those are Cal like extending olive branches to the team to be like, hey, if you want me, like, you know, you're going to have to pay me, obviously, and he deserves it. But, like, you know, he wants to be here. Make him stay. If we let Cal walk, I don't know if I could do it anymore. Like, I mean, I'm always going to be a Mariners fan and stuff. Like, I'll always have the love for this team. But, like, if they let Cal walk, I don't know how much more I can take. That would be brutal.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've got the best catcher in the game.
Yes.
Pitching, best in the game as well. Just got an update that George Kirby is going to start the season on the IL, though, with shoulder inflammation. Bummer.
That is a bummer. I'll tell you, though, I'm not that worried about it. He's young. He adjusted to the major league season, you know, because the minor league seasons are much shorter. We used him like a workhorse, got a lot of innings out of him. And I think just being that young and that, like, your arm's tired. It gets tired. He's got a little shoulder soreness. Gonna rest him a little bit. I personally don't see this as a big issue, just with his age and the amount that he was used last year. Give him a little bit of rest to start the season. And we've seen that with a bunch of our young guys. You know, like Julio and his slow starts and stuff, just being young and kind of just getting thrown into the fold and like expecting to keep up with this major league schedule. It's hard on these young guys, and it's a big adjustment. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I mean, obviously you don't want to see anyone on the IL, but like last year, the Mariners, like, you know, had one of the healthiest rotations in baseball. Our guys managed to stay very, very healthy. So if we need to give them a rest, I'd rather have them rest up at the beginning of the season.
They missed a start here or there.
Yeah.
They were so healthy last year, and that was a blessing.
Yes.
Too bad we couldn't make the postseason.
Nope.
But
we couldn't.
The thing about George Kirby, I heard that it's not affecting his velocity or his stuff at all.
Yeah.
It's just that he wasn't feeling great after an outing. So take it easy. I mean, be careful with him.
Yes.
So that's a good thing.
And, you know, nothing.
We're going to need him all season long.
Yes. We're going to need him, that accuracy.
So I wonder if Emerson Hancock is going to make starts in his place. Or if we're going to go out and maybe try and get a free agent.
I don't see that happening just because.
What if if any other starter gets hurt, then where are you at? Then you have 4 starters. And one was already like a reserve.
Yeah.
So you got to have a little bit more depth than that. You going to bring up Jonathan Diaz again? Those aren't fun games. He'll get it done. He'll go out there and pitch 5 innings, but
I mean, realistically though, I think like that's all you can really expect. I mean, any team in baseball, if you have 2 starting pitchers down with significant injury, you're going to be in a bit of a hole.
Not the Dodgers. They have 12 starting pitchers that can all get it done.
That is true. But for teams that aren't the Dodgers,
right.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Emerson Hancock start the season on the major league roster. He's performed at the major league level before. I like him. I'm a fan of him. Who was the player? Oh, I was texting you about it the other day in the spring training game. He's on the Brewers now. He made the one start for the Mariners.
Easton McGee?
Easton McGee, thank you. Easton McGee, I'd kind of like it if he was still around. That is a bummer. For you guys that don't know, Easton McGee got called up for the Mariners
2 years ago?
2 years ago?
I think it was 2 years ago.
2
Yeah,
years
because
ago.
last year we were all healthy.
Yes. Emerson Hancock came up.
They kind of got thrown to the wolves, much like Brian Wu in his very first start. We were on the road, and they're like, we need a starter. Wu, get in there. And he got it done.
Yes.
Easton McGee had a similar thing. We're on the road, I think, playing a tough team. Might have been Texas. I can't remember who it was. But he had to make a start, and Tommy John right after.
Yeah, his major league debut for us, 7 innings, 6 2/3. 1 hit, no runs, and we're like, oh, we did it again. We got another just
young guy.
And Tommy John surgery, missed all of last year. He's now battling on the Brewers to try and make a roster spot for them. And
I love how you say that team name.
Brewers.
The Brewers.
The Brewers.
Yeah.
And hopefully he makes it.
Yeah.
You know, that was tough to be that young and just deal with Tommy John out of the gate like that. But that would have been some nice depth to have. But what can you do?
What can you do? You roll with what you got, I guess. And yeah, that's where we're at. So pitching, though, not too worried about it. We have the best pitchers.
Yes.
The best pitchers.
I was honestly, when you kind of said it,
I was like, fuck.
But I
all right. The infield is the big question mark.
Yeah.
Outfield is stacked. Pitching and catching is set. It's just first, second, short, and third.
And I mean, position or player wise, we are set with JP at short.
Mm-hmm.
But we need him to have a bounce back year.
He's had good years. He's had bad years.
Yeah, last year was a bad year.
Year before that was a great year.
It was one of the best years of his career. So
probably the best.
Yeah.
Well, let's get another 2023 JP out there this year. That'd be big for us.
That would be. Let's see what else. It's nice. I've kind of harped on this before. You know, people were upset that we didn't make any big moves in the offseason, and I do agree with that. I would have liked to get one of those big names that was out there. But one thing that I've harped on for a long time is keeping the core team together and not just having a revolving door of new guys. So now we have more or less essentially the same team as we did last year. That's now 2 years for these guys to have camaraderie and just team chemistry, all that stuff.
Yep. Keep the guys together.
Yeah.
That's what you've been saying.
I really like that. Like, is it as great as, you know, going out and getting an all-star first baseman? No, it's not. Let's be real. But I do like the idea of having the same squad, the same guys for 2 years in a row, which also isn't something like good teams. Obviously, you're going to lose and gain a couple players each year.
Sure.
But good teams don't just roll the dice with new guys every single year and be like, oh, I hope this works out.
Right.
So I like that our team is still together. You know, we lost a couple pieces, gained not that much back, but I like the team chemistry. I think it's going to be good for the team.
I think it has a good chance to be good for the team.
Can only hope.
Yeah, we're just going to have to see how that plays out, but I like your optimism.
I don't have a choice. I gotta.
Maniac is not the third base coach anymore.
No, he's not.
He's an assistant coach now, right? Didn't he get a little promotion?
Yeah, and...
Or is he at... How did this go? Is he at first base now?
Negron is now third base coach.
Okay.
Right? Which is awesome. I honestly can't believe that Negron isn't managing somewhere already. And,
Right, yeah.
But the third base is...
I thought he had a great shot at next guy up after Service.
I was very shocked with the Dan Wilson news because I thought it was going to be Negron all the way, 100%. Yeah. He seems to do well with the players. He's very well liked. But
right. When Scott Service, we were getting fed up with Scott Service, I was like, just all we got to do is wait. We'll get Negron eventually. And then Dan Wilson out of nowhere. Whoa.
That was
we got Eric Young Jr. at first base. Maybe Junior.
And then I think Manny Acta, is he like a bench coach now?
I think so.
So he's a bench coach, and we have Negron at third base, which is a huge promotion. That's
tight.
That's really cool. And it just goes to show that, mark my words, Negron will be a manager in the major leagues someday. He's already on his way. And this promotion to third base coach is a step in that direction.
That's tight.
It's also, I never really cared for Manny Acta at third base. I felt like a lot of times
he never did.
I felt like a lot of times he sent people when they shouldn't have been sent and held them. When, like, I don't know, I didn't.
Yeah, I liked him. I did realize, I saw it recently, how he really started to get weirdly liberal with his sends. Just like, yeah, you can make it, not even close, or just like, hold up, and then it's like
the ball's still
rolling.
Yeah,
you can get there. So I don't know, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I like Manny Acta though.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with him. Whatever. Bench coach, you just hang out on the bench. That's fun.
Here's another thing. This probably sounds pretty stupid to some people. You mentioned Gold Gloves earlier. I didn't know that only players who use Rawlings gloves get the Gold Glove.
I don't think that's true.
It is true. Cal Raleigh had to switch to Rawlings. He was using some other glove company. And if you want that Gold Glove...
Oh, you can get a Gold Glove.
Don't you have to...
You don't
have to use it, I guess.
So the award...
I'm sure it's a choice you make.
The award is a trophy, a Gold Glove trophy. However, if you win the Gold Glove for the rest of your career, if you use a Rawlings glove, you get gold embroidered on the glove.
Yeah.
So if you win a Gold Glove, then for the rest of your career, every glove you ever use will be stitched in gold.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sure maybe they don't do that for like a Mizuno glove. But it's not like if you're wearing a Mizuno glove, you can't.
No, it's not that you don't get the award, but rocking the glove
gotcha,
with the gold on it.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't know that.
I actually didn't know that either.
Yeah, I think I heard Gary maybe talk about it on the radio. I think so. Someone was talking about how Cal switched over to Rawlings this year so that he could rock the gold patch thing. And I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool. It's also funny that once you win that, you can get it for any glove that you want. So this is a funny story.
Like if he has to make a start at first base one day, he'll get a first baseman's mitt
with the gold. Well, what's really funny about that is when Kyle Seager was on the team and won a Gold Glove, he decided that he wanted to put some time in practice at catcher. And so he obviously he was never going to play it in a game or whatever, but sure enough, he gets a brand new catcher's glove all embroidered in gold, like he was a Gold Glove catcher, which is pretty funny.
That's very funny. Outfield is the most fun outfield probably.
I'm so excited for a full year of Randy, Julio, and Victor. We got Randy, we got the no-fly zone, and we've got Victor. You seen the video of him with the praying mantis on his hat?
It's one of my favorite videos of all time. It's just like, you and me, buddy. We got this out here. We're holding it down.
Robles is so funny. Like I went to a couple games last year when I was sitting real close on the first base side, and just like watching him on the base pass, the way he talks to other players, talks to the umpires and stuff. The dude is just out there to have fun, and he's good.
That helps too.
It does. It's not like Brett Phillips, who has fun but is terrible.
Thought he was good.
No.
Is he not good?
No.
Mm.
Remember, because I mentioned I wanted Brett Phillips when Brett Phillips was a free agent a couple years ago. I was like, oh, he brings good vibes. He'd be fun. And I looked, and he has like a 0.86 batting average, and I was like, oh Christ.
We also lost Chargois and Voth, bullpen guys.
Bullpen guys.
We'll get more bullpen guys.
You'll always get more bullpen guys. Yeah, nothing really sad about there.
I mean, it's another season of Mariners ball. We'll see how it goes. I don't think we're projected to get 89 wins or anything like that.
Yeah. It is disheartening, and I am optimistic about the season. I like a lot of our guys, but also we have to be realistic. What the Mariners front office puts us through is kind of bullshit. Justin Turner, his comments that he made, he said that one, he wanted to stay with the Seattle Mariners. If we had offered him anything, he would have taken it. He wanted to be here. And he also basically said, what the hell is that front office doing? And this is a guy that was here for half a season. And
he was ready to come back and play a full season.
He was ready to come back for a full season. But the fact that in half a season, he could see the ineptitude of our front office. And he's like, he's like, they missed the playoffs by one game. Why are they not spending money? One game. And it always seems to be one game that we missed the playoffs. And it's just like, Turner was very vocal, like, why are they not spending money? I wish they had brought me back, but even if they had brought me back and nothing else, I would have been like, what the hell, you guys? You guys need to put more pieces on the table. And honestly, that was refreshing to hear because,
it's nothing we haven't heard before, though.
Yeah, but for a player to only come for half a season, seem to really resonate with the team, and then just be like, yeah, I don't know what their ownership is doing. Also, his amount of knowledge was like pretty shocking because a lot of baseball guys, I mean, baseball is their job. They're not paying attention to the ins and outs of like trades from other teams and stuff like fans do.
Sure, a little bit.
Yeah, but like he was talking about like the Toro and Graveman trade, and I'm like, I can't believe he paid attention to that. But just the fact that we literally have to bad news Bears hope for the best. That is our best option. Our pitching staff is phenomenal, but we're just not getting the offense we need. And hopefully a full year of Edgar, full year of Dan.
Randy.
Like,
yeah, I think Randy's going to be a huge piece.
Yeah.
If he can get going, that adds so much to our lineup that just it wasn't non-existent last year. We didn't hit the ball.
No. But we did start hitting once we fired that ridiculous batting coach.
Right. He wasn't a batting coach. He was an offensive coordinator.
The offensive coordinator who had never coached in the majors in any capacity and had never played ball. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't need to be a ball player to be a good coach. But it does help. There's a reason why a lot of coaches are ex-ball players. This guy was our hitting offensive coordinator structure of strategy guy. Had never played ball, and he was doing nothing but analytic bullshit of zones and greens and reds, and he was messing with these professional hitters' heads, and it showed, and our offense was abysmal. Then Dan and Edgar came along last month and a half?
I'm trying to remember his name. It's bugging me. Brant something?
It was like Brown.
Brant
Brown. Brett Brown.
I don't know.
Yeah. Who cares? He's long gone.
Gone.
I hope he's working at a Foot Locker. I don't care. But
Dan, yep.
We did notice an uptick in offense with Edgar and Dan at the helm.
Yeah.
Let's hope for more of that. And what more as a Mariners fan can you do but just hope?
That's all we got.
Just hope.
The time we had with Edgar and Dan last season was pretty short.
Yes.
And we had good results. And I think This might be conspiracy minded. I think the Mariners front office is going to use that to be like, see, we're doing the right thing. It's like, that's not really proven yet. You played 2 months of ball with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see it actually work from beginning to end. We haven't seen that yet. So I'm not excited to hear from the front office this season about how, no, trust us, we are doing the right thing. No, we didn't add any bats. We added Dan and Edgar. It's like, okay, yeah. But just like, I'm tired of getting bullshitted by the front office.
Yep.
Using these, false equivalencies of like, oh, Dan, look at the results of this 2 months. It's obviously going to work all next year. No, dude.
Yeah.
Show us. Make it happen.
Well, don't worry.
And it's on the players too. The players need to play the game. But more than anything, our front office is bullshit.
Yes. There's no hiding it. John Stanton clearly does not want to spend money.
No.
And Dipoto, I will say this about Dipoto. Dipoto has made some good moves. He's made some bad moves. But every time he talks to the media, I want to punch him in the face.
He puts his foot in his mouth every single time.
He treats us like we are all idiots. And the king of moving the goalposts and the 54%. We win 54%. It's just, dude, stop yanking us. Spend money, which is not under his control really, but if you're not going to spend money, then don't sugarcoat it and try to spoon feed us crap, as I hate it. I would have much more respect for Dipoto if he was like, I'm limited, and because obviously he can't shit talk his boss too much.
Right, yeah, he can't go out there and say, they're not giving me enough money to spend. How am I going to put players on the field when I don't get the budget for it? He can't call out Stanton like that.
You can't, which is true. It's his job.
He's going to go out there. He has to be the face of it. He has to take the shit from all the fans for no matter what he says. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
He's the fall guy when really it is Stanton.
It is.
And the ownership group, whoever that is.
Yeah.
Just sub owners or whatever. I don't know.
Just spend money. Spend money. Get a veteran in Justin Turner for, $4 million.
Exactly. I think he signed for $6 million with the Cubs. We could have got him for less than that.
Yeah, I mean,
which is nothing.
And especially when we're considering that we're giving Mitch Haniger $17 million this year.
Yeah,
$17 million.
Right? To sit on the bench.
To sit on the bench, which is where he belongs.
Speaking of Mitch's, though, Garver has been hitting in spring training. He's going to come back. He's going to play much better this season than he is last year. Stamp it. Mail it out. That's for sure. Is that going to be good? Who's to say? It can't be worse than last year.
It can't be worse than last year. He was literally ranked the worst hitter in baseball last year.
There was a long time when he was worse than Colton Wong, and we were not happy with Colton Wong's performance.
Yeah. Garver, it's so funny because, we're talking about the Polanco bounce back and, maybe he can get it done and stuff. Garver, we're just who gives a shit? Please just hit a ball.
Play better than last year.
Yeah.
He's a good hitter, too.
He was.
And then he dude, nothing. Just flatlined last year.
Hit that walk-off 2-run home run.
God, do you remember that?
Did the bat drop of a finally, and we're like, all right, he's going to turn it around. And that was the last good thing he did.
But he knows he's frustrated too. It's not like he's like, I'm out there trying my best. He's like, I suck, dude. What do you want me to do?
And I did respect him for that because he was basically like, the team gave me this money and came over here for me to play well, and I play like shit. I suck, and I'm sorry. And so,
he'll be better.
I really, really hope so. Can't be worse.
Can't be worse.
Cannot be worse.
We'll see what better means. Slightly better? Or good? He's good.
How about serviceable?
Serviceable is a dream.
So what do we expect from the team this year?
All in all, I'm slightly optimistic. Maybe that's just me confusing it for excitement for the season to start. I'm ready to see what these guys can do.
Yes.
I think it's going to be okay. And if they have such a good chance to play well. If they can just hit the ball, that's all you need. Our pitching is locked down.
Yes.
God, our pitching is good.
It's very fun.
Logan was like 4th in Cy Young voting or something like that. God damn, Logan is good. I think he's going to be our opening day starter. I hope so.
Has it been announced yet?
Have they?
I can't remember. Because
Can you riff for a second while I look it up?
Yeah, because I was looking on listening to 710, and I think they're giving Castillo the start.
Really?
I'm pretty
They
sure.
better not. Please don't.
I think, or maybe it hasn't been confirmed yet. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Give it to Logan.
I think it should be Logan.
Logan's going to be your dude for the next forever, hopefully. He's going to be expensive eventually.
Logan is going to be expensive. And I don't think Logan cares as much about the Mariners as Cal does, which is his own right.
Hey,
and a lot of
that's fine.
And the more I read about
give him a reason to care.
Yeah, that is true.
Hit the fucking ball. Make it so that they don't go out there and pitch 7 scoreless innings, 1 hit, and then you lose 3-2.
Yeah. Yeah, make Logan care. Make Logan want to be a part of this team. And, you always believe, like, oh, these guys love the team like I love the team. But for a lot of the guys, it is their job. They don't have the passion and stuff for, like, one team as we do, because we're fans and they are at work. And if, like, let's say you work at McDonald's.
Okay, I work at McDonald's.
And Burger King is offering you $37 million. And McDonald's is offering you $22 an hour. Are you going to take your loyalty to McDonald's because, well, they hired me first? Or are you going to go to where, and that's how, like, we see the teams as like, oh, we love the Mariners. Why would you want to go anywhere else? But these players, they want to make buku bucks. They've earned it. They want to make their money. And if they can go to a contender and make money on top of that, that's what you're going to do. Or then you have guys like Chris Bryant, who won a World Series and decided he didn't give a shit about winning
So he's
ever
play
again.
for the Rockies.
Go for the Rockies and take all their money and not play. Which
kind of baller.
I mean, that's just, there's a million players all with their own personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are okay with getting a hometown discount and playing for the team for less money. Other guys just want to make as much money as possible, and other guys just want to win. And, there's no right or wrong feeling to have. Those are all individual people, and they can do whatever they want in their decision making. And so it sometimes seems shocking, like, well, why wouldn't Logan want to stay here? And it's like, well, why would he? If he could get buku bucks
for a team that's competitive?
Yeah, he'll do it, and you can't fault him for that.
I wouldn't.
No.
But I hope he stays around forever.
Me too.
He's my favorite Mariner.
Love me some Logan.
Top 3 favorite Mariners. Man, we'll see.
We'll see.
You got anything else for us?
We kind of switched up the announcing crew a little bit.
Oh, right, yeah.
Mike Blowers is no longer with the team.
Dave Sims
is announcer for the Yankees now.
Good for him.
Yeah. Bon voyage. All the best.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Riz, staple. He's not going anywhere. Aaron Goldsmith with the big promotion, taking Mike Blowers' job. He's going to be on TV 100% of the time, which is a huge bummer for the both of us because we're radio listeners, and Goldsmith is awesome on the radio.
Goldsmith and Gary is just the most fun you could have.
There
Those two guys are just little kids.
honestly, like by the 7th inning, they just start getting like giggly, and it's like listening to like little girls at a sleepover. You just imagine them like kicking their feet under the desk, like, but
I remember a day Gary Hill got his Tacoma Rainiers like booster packs or box set or something of cards, and he's opening them on the radio, and he's like, "Ooh, look!" And it was so funny. I want to say Riz was there, and I think Aaron Goldsmith. I can't remember, but it was the funniest thing. I'm a big Gary Hill fan. He's a goof, but he and Riz are going to do great on the radio, and I'm excited to hear that all season.
Yes, and also promotions or just more airtime. Angie Menting
And the hyphen.
Ryan Roland Smith, who appreciate you, Ryan. Jay Buhner is being allowed back in the booth after taking a couple years hiatus from not doing the best job. I'm glad that they brought him back. Let's hopefully he can.
He's a wild card in the booth.
He's a wild card.
Maybe a liability is a good word for it.
Yeah, it's nice that because Jay Buhner used to kind of be a staple of like a reoccurring guest, and he didn't do the best job at times. Entertaining as hell though.
Yeah.
So they're giving Jay Buhner another chance with some more mic time. Hopefully that works out. Dan Wilson will not be in the booth at all because he's going to be
busy.
He's got another job that he's doing. But yeah, it's kind of the shakeup for the announcing crew. I'm so excited for more Angie. I'm a big fan of her, and you can tell that she's green, like at it, and you can tell that she's working hard. And it takes practice to get into the flow and stuff, and you can see the improvements, and hopefully with the more mic time that she's getting, she really becomes a staple of like Mariners announcing. I love Angie. She's so much fun, and she does need a little bit of work, and hopefully this will help her with that, and we'll see like just having a chick in the booth is cool.
It is. It's cool that they're going to put her in there with Goldsmith, too. I think that's a really good person to have. He's great at what he does. I think he's a real easygoing, lighthearted guy. It would be so weird to put her in there with some old guy who's like, well, now that... just one of those boring announcers from just some random team.
Yeah.
You ever catch a game on the radio that you're like, oh, my God, this sucks?
So what's really funny is with the MLB Network Pass, like you can watch any game and choose like what announcers you listen to. And I was really shocked. I would pick the away announcers because I was curious like what their booth sounded like. And some booths are incredibly fun. The Minnesota Twins, their booth, really good. Great commentators, great knowledge, stories. Like they're fun.
Nice.
And then, oh God, I think I was like listening to a Detroit Tigers game.
Dry, just
boring, just lame. Washington Nationals.
Oh yeah.
Just you're like, are you guys upset that you're calling a baseball game right now? Like,
you? There are worse people they could set up Angie with. Because you're right, she's new. She's got a lot of learning to do. I think Goldsmith and Angie are going to be really cool.
And I can't remember. I heard her get some coaching on the air last year, and it was done in like a decent way where and I can't remember if it was Blowers or maybe Goldsmith, but she was calling her half, and she was like, oh, that was a really tough pitch right there. And then the Blowers or Goldsmith was like, what makes that a tough pitch?
Nice.
And it just kind of leading her in to give her more room to like announce and talk. And I thought that was kind of cool and stuff like that. I like our announcing crew. I think I'm biased, but I think we have one of the best in the biz. We do have one of the best in the biz. There are some fun ones out there. Phillies are fun. Phillies have a great booth. Like I said, the Twins. I really enjoyed listening to the Twins booth. They are really good. So we've got some announcing shakeups. Our team is pretty much the same. A couple plugins here or there, and I guess that's pretty much it to carry us over to the season when the fun really starts.
Can't wait.
We get to do a daily breakdown, just talk about everything, and the games matter. And
you gonna be there on opening day?
Keeping the streak alive. 33rd consecutive opening day. I will be there. Bought my tickets. 100 level, row 9.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Spent too much money. I sometimes like to have a refreshing beverage and then buy tickets for stuff. And then I look at the tickets later and I'm like, shit.
You did that earlier this year with something funny. You're like, I'm seeing Weezer. I was like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. I bought tickets, $300 or something like that.
It was over $400 to sit in rafters watching Weezer, and it wasn't worth it. I was at a bar and Weezer came on, and I was like, oh man, I love Weezer. And the dude was sitting with me, he was like, yeah, Weezer's hella cool. I was like, you want to go to a concert? I bought the tickets, and then later I was like, I couldn't just listen to Weezer on the radio. Nope. And just recently I went down to Portland to see the Lakers and LeBron James, and spent too much money on those tickets too. But those ones were sick. I was very close. I could almost touch LeBron. If I had the Michael Jordan stretch arm from Space Jam, I could have touched him. But that was cool. I'll be there opening day.
Nice.
I'll have pictures for our Facebook and our fan page. And yeah, thank you guys for sticking with us for all these years. We're hoping to hit 100 subscribers, hopefully early on in the season. We are close.
We will.
We're like 6 away from 100, and we will do a giveaway. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we will do a giveaway with 2 tickets to a game, 2 Terrace Club tickets.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Am I made of money?
Patrick
loves giveaways, and Patrick loves
just
tickets.
Let me have a couple beverages, and I'll have you in the Diamond Club. No, but we will do a giveaway once we hit 100.
Make sure to subscribe because Patrick's just giving shit away.
I'm just giving shit away. We are so excited for the season. We didn't make all the moves we wanted in the offseason, but we have a decent squad. We have good players out there. And, man, just a couple weeks away, and then we're back to regular season baseball.
Can't wait.
Best time of the year. Thank you all so much for being with us for another season. Can't wait to share the next 9 months with you guys. And as always, we'll be back next week. Or actually, we won't. We'll be back around regular season time. We were just getting the spring training episode out of the way. But we will be back.
Back.
And as always, go Mariners.